thank God for the journey mercy, even from within Lagos and far outside Lagos. Those from Kano and so on, they've been here since yesterday. So welcome everybody. Thank you. We then will start this meeting with an opening prayer. And I'm going to call on Madam Esther to lead us in prayer. So, you pray for the meeting.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I pray for Nigeria.
Very important.
Shall we rise for this?
Let's rise for this. Our Lord and our Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the I am that I am, we are grateful unto your name this morning. We want to say thank you for life. Thank you for opportunity to be here together. Thank you for journey mercies. Thank you, Father, for our families. We are grateful, Father, because you have brought us this morning to be together, to come and deliberate on issues, to see how we can make further Nigeria better. We say thank you for this. May your name be exalted in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Father, we thank you for this meeting. We'll commit it into your care. Everything we're going to do today, that you have taken preeminence of this meeting. We want to also thank you for everybody that has come and every contributions that will be made, that it will be done according to your will, and it will bring progress to this association, progress to every individual companies, progress to every individual lives, and at large to Nigeria. We say thank you for doing this for us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Father, we want to say thank you for Nigeria. One more time, we want to say that you have blessed this country. Indeed, this is where you have given to us. And we are grateful, and it is marvelous in our sight to say thank you, because you'll be the leader. You'll be the one to direct the affairs of this country. So that at the end of the day, Father, it will be a good place for us to stay, for our children, for our generations, and you help us to build it according to your will, so that all glory and adoration will ascribe to your name. In Jesus' merciful name, we have prayed. Amen.
Thank you. Please let's have our seats now. It's always good to start this way so that we can ask God to be in control. So we go to, I don't know if we all have the agendas on the, it's on the board. We move to number 3, and we're going to have general introduction because we need to know one another much better than we had before. So we will again start from my right. We will start from my right, and it will go to that side. So please, you give us your name, the company, and perhaps your location.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Odekunle Akinjide from Choice Agrochemicals, Abeokuta, State.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Adebusola Ekejari. I'm from NAFDAC. I'm the Deputy Director in charge of Animal Health and Finished Chemicals. Register your products. And I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lesotho. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Esther Adebayo. I work with Bayer, and I'm based in Abuja. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
We're only clapping for ladies in the house. Any man will clap for you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Moses Modi, MD Sarah Sciences. I'm based in Ibadan.
Good morning, all. My name is Michael Abata from Yagro Limited, the Finance Secretary of CropLife from Kaduna.
Good morning, everyone. Uzoma Wabarocha is my name. I work for GZ Agro Sciences, I'm the MD, and I'm based in Abuja.
Adewale Fatou is my name. Choice Agrochemicals MD. I'm the treasurer of CropLife. Mahmoud Tawhid, ex officio, based in Kaduna.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Festus Akintunde from Diamota Agro and the internal auditor for CropLife Nigeria.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dauda Yakubu. I'm from Veterinary Medicine and Allied Product, Inspectorate Director and Pesticide and Chemical Director.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Omoye Victor. I'm from VIMA, Veterinary Medicine and Allied Product Directorate. I'm under the Pesticide and Chemical Division of the Directorate.
What's the name again?
Victor.
Victor, you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sanjeev Sharma from Valencia Agro and from Ibadan.
Good morning. Myself, Nishet. I am from Valencia Agro and based out of Lagos. Adebimpe was is my name. I'm a secretary of Ibadan region of NIDA, Nigeria Agro Producer.
Ayola Isaka is my name. Mokudola Agrochemical Ibadan. I represent NIDA. I'm the National Secretary.
My name is Rishi. I'm from Springfield Agro. I'm from Lagos.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Glenn Adayo, South Africa, CropLife Technical Director.
He's full of director.
I'm Dr. Abdullah Ndarugu, and from Harvest Feed Industries Limited, and I'm the National General Secretary of CropLife Nigeria.
Well, my name is David Achinugi. I work for Vancor Crop Care Limited. I'm the president of CropLife Nigeria. I'm based in Lagos. Thank you very much, and I welcome you all again.
I am Gidi Olatunde. I work for Conscious Limited, based in Lagos. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Adigmo Babajide. I'm the Executive Secretary for CropLife Nigeria, based in Abuja.
My name is Larry Odadide. I work with Harvest Feed Industries.
Not only that,
you didn't tell us your relation with your CropLife, right?
He's the bank of CropLife.
He's our accountant. All right, so. But not MFA. Okay, so we have done that. So we move straight now to item number 4 on the agenda. So I have a small speech which I want. Is it possible that we have it on the screen? CropLife Nigeria Annual General Meeting, Presidential Welcome Speech. Members of the Executive Committee of CropLife Nigeria, including most especially ex-officio members, that is our past presidents, and we are glad in the house that Alhaji Mahmoud is here with us, representing all the past presidents.
Always.
Member companies of CropLife Nigeria, member organizations like NIDA, WIDA, Nigeria Agricultural Research Institutes, professional societies like Plant Protection Society of Nigeria, Weed Science Society of Nigeria, and others. The representatives of National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and other regulatory agencies here present, other stakeholders, all invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to the 2024 Annual General Meeting AGM of CropLife Nigeria, holding here in Lagos. I thank God for journey mercy He granted to all of us from far and near to attend this year's AGM. I begin this speech by paying tribute to all the past presidents and officials of CropLife Nigeria, most especially the founding father of the association, who is unavoidably absent, Sir Patrick Ikemefuna, a living symbol of commitment and loyalty to the industry. May God bless them all for the legacy of sacrifice to humanity and pattern of good works they have left behind for us to emulate. In February 2022, the current executive committee, ESCO, was elected to the leadership of our great association. We have therefore completed our mandatory 2 years in office in accordance with our constitution. In the light of the above, the ESCO members, led by the president, will step down at the appropriate time in the course of this meeting for the statutory general election to take place. Ladies and gentlemen, suffice it to mention that in the last 2 years of our tenure, a lot of ground was covered in moving the association forward. Some of the things worthy of mention here include the following, in no particular order. Membership drive. We promised to run an all-inclusive administration and drive for new members in the process. Today and during this AGM, CropLife Nigeria will be admitting new member companies in attestation to our effort. CropLife Nigeria claim relationship. Claim is CropLife Africa and Middle East. As a policy, the current ESCO decided to warm up the relationship between the regional body claim and CropLife Nigeria, which is the national chapter, thereby bringing in tremendous benefits to the national chapter. One of the outcomes of the renewed relationship was the visit of claim to Nigeria between the 12th and 16th of September 2023. The networking benefits of that visit to the association cannot be overemphasized. Pesticide regulation. As an association that prides itself in self-regulation, standard procedures and code of conduct as established by CropLife International and adopted by regional and national chapters, as in the case of CropLife Nigeria, within the extant laws of local regulatory authorities, remain key in our operations and practices. Please, we request that any member company here present that needs a copy of the code of conduct should get in touch with the chairman technical committee. Stewardship and sustainable agriculture. CropLife specific stewardship activities will be itemized in subsequent reports by my colleagues, and I think it's the General Secretary of CropLife that will take up that later. However, let it be mentioned here that our activities are tailored towards promoting the plant science industry's contribution to sustainable agriculture. These include, but not limited to, IPM, that is Integrated Pest Management strategies, training programs on safe, responsible, and effective use of crop protection products, CPP, empty container management, ethical disposal of obsolete stocks, amongst others. CropLife NAFDAC Special Purpose Stewardship Committee. As a result of reported incessant cases of food contamination, rejects of agricultural commodities due to high pesticide residues arising from gross misuse and abuse of product label instructions, coupled with poor knowledge and skills of stakeholders in the agricultural value chain. CropLife Nigeria, in collaboration with NAFDAC, did set up a special purpose stewardship committee that has embarked on training all enumerated agricultural agrochemical dealers in Nigeria. We have covered 2 regions of Southwest and North Central to date, and other regions will follow in due course. It is worthy to note that the vehicle, which is this special stewardship vehicle or committee, has metamorphosed into tripartite committee of CropLife NAFDAC and NAIDA for the purpose of carrying along the pesticide downstream National Association of Agro Dealers. The idea is to pursue inclusivity and ownership of training accreditation. More details will be given in our stewardship reports that will come later by my colleagues. The pesticide bill. The goal of this bill is to have an all-encompassing law to govern the pesticide industry in Nigeria that will address all issues and challenges of the industry, from product registration to good agricultural practices involving mandatory training and certification of agro dealers, agricultural extension workers, and other relevant stakeholders. The bill, when established, will also provide a veritable platform for advocacy backed by law. This is especially most important in our engagement with foreign exchange managers, the policy formulators for agricultural commodity markets, and so on. Future structural and administrative changes. In continuation of the discussion on this subject at the interactive session with officials of CLAIM in September 2023, this ESCO envisages an office in Abuja to take advantage of the many MOUs with partners and stakeholders. I mentioned a few there: Extension Africa, ECOWAS, and IFDC, and so on. There are many, of course. Furthermore, like in Kenya, where we are borrowing this example from, they are also in other countries, but we have a good knowledge of the structure in Kenya. In Kenya, we want to be like them, of course. So we need a full-time head of CLN Secretariat who is technically knowledgeable and also having a good experience of politics of pesticide industry. Colleagues, all these propositions will definitely cost money. So finally, sustainable management of crop life requires patriotism and sacrifice from our members now than ever before. Participation in crop life meetings, communications, financial contribution during the oh sorry, let me take that again. The sustainable management of crop life management requires patriotism and sacrifice. We require this from all members, not just the executive members. That's the point I'm trying to make there. Now than ever before. So participation in crop life meetings, communications, financial contribution, there is something missing there. Anyway, so those two are on their own. We have finished that. So financial contribution during our first tenure was below mark. Of course, that's why we are re-emphasizing that this will need our sacrifice, and we need to be very patriotic about this. Our ex-presidents need to also show cause by showing interest in our activities. I therefore pledge that Elijah Mahmoud will carry this message back to the rest of the ex-presidents. We need them in our activities. And then member companies must fulfill their financial obligations, current and in arrears. If there is any company here represented and you are still not up to date, this message is for you. And if you are up to date, please keep doing that good work, okay? So financial obligations to the association. Companies, companies doing agrochemical business in Nigeria must be attracted to subscribe to CropLife Nigeria. We have to take this message, and that is one of the reasons why we're talking about a law that will guide us, a law that will make people to be in the industry and be part of the industry. Let us all resolve to take the pesticide industry to a higher height in Nigeria, commensurate to the size of our markets. Long live CropLife Nigeria. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much for your attention. Who is also the Vice President, is unavoidably absent. Sends his apology. So on his behalf, we will now call on the General Secretary, Dr. Abdullahi Aliu Darubu, to stand in his stead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. You are the only one permitted to talk seated. So let me be on my feet as a younger man. Good morning.
Good morning.
No, I'm not talking to the men yet. Yes. Good morning. Our mummies in the house. We are glad to have
these
you.
mummies must have bread
Yes,
this morning.
we have done. I mean, things can't be going too well for us. And gentlemen, you are welcome. Yes. I'm making this report on behalf of Mr. Martin Sawofisayo, who is unavoidably absent and has asked me to represent him in his capacity as the chairman membership committee. As at today, our bona fide membership stand at 31, but in the course of the tenure of the current ESCO, through aggressive outreach, we have been able to attract active participants in our industry who hitherto have refused to formally subscribe to membership of our association. And I think the president has mentioned it. Can you imagine a situation where you have close to 200 participants, business entities in our industry, and only 31 are official members of CropLife Nigeria. And whatever we do, they are the primary beneficiaries. We have to lobby our ways, relate with our regulators, iron out all the difficulties in trade and tariff. And they are just there by the way, once they get information, oh, this one is not allowed, pump, they are in the market. So on behalf of the ESCO, I commend these our bona fide members, and your effort is on record because we keep record of our membership and even participation at meetings. So on behalf of the presidents, I say thank you for your patriotism in that regard. So the new applicants we have who are scheduled to be admitted formally as members of the association today include Champion Trade. I think the head office of this company is located in Kano. I don't know if their representative is here today. We also have Hikma Integral Services. They are located in Sokoto. Yes. And we also have Floret Agrocare. They are located in Suleja. Yes. Okay, you scared us, so we thought you have a legal practitioner. Anyway, you are most welcome. So these are the three. There are several others we are still relating with, and I'm sure the incoming executive will continue from where we stop. And please, let's also take it as a responsibility. No new member will be admitted without reference, without being referenced by bona fide members. So in other words, each and every member of CropLife has that responsibility to attract other companies to subscribe to CropLife Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm representing Floret Agrocare Enterprises. Yes, United States region.
And you are
Mr. Nathan. Sorry?
Your name, full name?
Okay, Mr. Nathan Ibuchi, and I'm representing Floret Agrocare Enterprise, located in Suleja, Niger State.
Okay, your form is here, Floret. Number 1 here. So while the house will take decision on your company, you can please excuse us. Just go to the reception and enjoy yourself for some time. Then we'll call you back. Yeah, is there any other one represented here? We have 2 other applications here. We can't see anybody representing. So we will KIV them till when they show up and how they show up. Then we will decide on what to do. Okay? So the 2 applications here, what are the names again?
Hikma in Sokoto, and Champion
Champion.
The
Hikma and Champion.
not yet.
The applications are hereby stepped down till we see them. Do we agree with that? Thank you. So,
Lions Industry. So I represent Chairman Rajshekar.
My name is Shimani Sonjuleshi from Multichem Industries Limited. We are based in Lagos.
well, you didn't come alone.
My name is Todela Folashade, Multichem Industries Limited.
My name is Friday. My name is Friday Ali, representing Design Gulf West Africa Nigeria Limited. Based in Lagos.
Wow. Listen, God, you are welcome. You see how we are happy for you.
Welcome back.
Because for quite some time, we haven't seen Listen, God in our meetings. So you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Abiola Olanrewaju from Syngenta.
Okay, good.
Welcome.
My name is Eleka
From there.
Okay. Lagos, huh? Mr. President, I suggest that we take number 6 and number 8 together if you can. 6 and 8.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, thank you very much. Doctor, I hope you are prepared.
Yes, I am. In view of this, Mr. President, I know I'm not qualified to address the House seated, but the Lord is becoming heavy. So permission to be seated. Thank you very much, our members. You are most welcome once more. Yes, we just discussed membership of CropLife Nigeria. And of course, there must be something that will attract the company to aspire to become a member of an industry association like ours. But while you are admitted, there are also expectations, and it is through our collective patriotism and contribution that we are able to carry out some activities that will not just endear us to our members, but also to the society, to our regulators, and to development partners for mutual joint activities. So we are just going to highlight some of the things that this current ESCO were able to accomplish while in office. The first one, are we there, Adigo? Yes. I hope it's legible.
Not quite.
Wow. Adigo, this is your project.
Yeah, if increases font to good.
Can you sharpen the focus?
Too many information loaded in the state.
Okay, I think my voice is loud enough.
Okay.
And I will not speak Queen's English like my president. I will speak
better. Thank you.
Yes, the first item there is monitoring and evaluation of farmers' activities under 5 value chains: cashew, aquaculture, poultry, grains, and aquaponics. This was a project that was executed in collaboration with Efforts Foundation in Oyo, Ogun, Lagos, Abuja, Kwara, and Kaduna states. It was conducted in June 2022. The brief was that CLN was contracted by Efforts Foundation, a German NGO, to monitor the equipment given, that's knapsack sprayers and other things, to over 2,500 farmers in the states so listed, and these were distributed, but there were some documentation for MIE, to monitor the utilization and usage, and also the impact of such donation to the lucky farmers. Uh, another activity was refresher course for SSPs. SSPs imply spray service providers. This was one noble project that was executed by CropLife Nigeria in collaboration with CropLife Africa Middle East, and also some financial support from CropLife International in Africa. And Nigeria was we came first in terms of the number of SSPs that were able to recruit and train. And during our own tenure, some refresher training was approved for such SSPs, and that was what was executed in Yobe and Gombe, where 30 of such SSPs were subjected to refresher training. IIT Ibadan was also involved in this as the anchor. Then, sorry, the other one was in Adamawa and Borno State, August 2022. I think there was another one again in Gombe. I'm yet to get to that one. Then, the third activity we carried out as listed, not in any order of priority, but just by listing. The ethical disposal of the obsolete stock of pesticide collected from the private sector after the open sector exercise that was earlier carried out. I think CropLife wrote a justification that obsolete stock should be more in the private sector because we are the importers of this stock. If there was a sponsorship provided to enumerate and collect obsolete stock of pesticide from the private domain, from the public domain, then we should also make effort to sanitize our own private sector domain. And that was what led to this exercise. And this was done around 2010 to 2012, I suppose. We did all the enumeration, we did the collection and containment, but we could not execute the transportation, shipment outside the country for the industrial incineration. There were a lot of requirements because this has to be shipped outside, and there was also time limit to that provision. We could not meet up, and the stock stayed with us. CropLife Nigeria had to hire a dedicated warehouse somewhere in Minna, Niger State, under the supervision of Agricultural Development Project of Niger State, and we drew all what was collected to that spot, and it was under the watch of CropLife Nigeria for over a decade. But luckily, when this current ESCO came into power, we were able to look inward and identify companies that engage in waste disposal for oil companies in the Niger Delta region to see if they could possibly handle the same. and we came by a company called Hardworking Nigeria Limited, located in Port Harcourt, and we discussed. We introduced them to Federal Ministry of Environment. They were profiled. They were invited to make technical presentations jointly with us, and subsequently approval was granted. CropLife Nigeria financed, the exercise. The material was moved from the location in Mina under the guidance of Federal Ministry of Environment, taken to site in somewhere near Port Harcourt, and the stock was incinerated. M&E done, a report submitted to Federal Ministry of Environment, and the certificate of job completion has been issued to CropLife Nigeria. The other item is another SSP training for TAN field officers. This was in collaboration with an NGO called Great Northern Agriculture in Jigawa State. This exercise was conducted in March 2023. And another SSP training for 30 participants was again carried out in collaboration with IIT Ibadan. This exercise pulled participants from Yobe and Gombe to a center for refresher training, and this held in August 2023. Then, in our bid to also reach out to the international chapters of our industry associations, CropLife Nigeria invited CLAIM, that is CropLife Africa Middle East, to Nigeria in September 2023, and we received them in Lagos. We hosted them for about 2 days. We had a joint meeting, and from here we booked appointment and paid courtesy visit to our regulatory offices in the country, in the Ministry of SB NAFDAC, and also the Department of Waste Management in the Federal Ministry of Environment, and some other multinational, regional agencies in the country. The objective of that outing was to seek areas for collaboration. We dearly needed to establish a memorandum of understanding for collaborative partnership in some of the activities CropLife perceived as being necessary for our industry growth and for advancement of agricultural technology in Nigeria, but that were ordinarily beyond the capacity of our purse, our financial strength. So that's why we went out to see how, with the presence of members of CropLife International, maybe we can get better, audience and understanding from such organization. And it was quite successful. So while they were with us, we paid visit to ECOWAS Secretariat. We also were at NAFDAC headquarters. We were at IFDC office. We went to Federal Ministry of Environment. We were also at Federal Ministry of Agriculture. And at all these points, I think they gave all indication that they were ready to sponsor some of the activities that we outlined and presented to them. And maybe as I go down, you see the areas that we are already collaborating. Then we also had a robust agro dealers training plan for the whole country. The immediate past ESCO were able to execute that training in the western parts of the country. So when we came in, that training needed to be, that exercise was ongoing and needed to be extended to other parts of the country. So we were able to do the same exercise in Niger State, where 171 agro dealers were trained. The background for this training exercise was, is that NAFDAC indicated their plan to register, to list all the agro dealers in the country. And CropLife Nigeria came in as an intervention to negotiate that just anybody cannot be listed as an agro dealer. And we got the understanding of NAFDAC that, look, before we list anybody, because that listing, we give them the authority to act on our behalf. So we need these guys to be trained, declare their location, do some level of documentation on them as a prerequisite for listing. And that was how that exercise commenced in the southwest part of the country, and then gradually we are now beginning to cover the whole country. So during our own tenure, we went to Niger, we went to Plateau, we went to Nasarawa and FCT. Yes, and I think in all, we're able to train close to 300 agro dealers in these various locations. Then another notable activity that we were able to carry out was the draft and presentation of National Nigeria Pesticide Bill to the National Assembly. This also has a very long history that predated our coming in as ESCO of CropLife Nigeria. Actually, the agitation for a pesticide bill for Nigeria was what led to the formation of CropLife Nigeria, because hitherto our industry was not regulated by anybody. It was our members, our founding members, that wrote to NAFDAC to come to our aid in regulating, the activities within the industry, because we consider ourselves as professionals, and there was a need for us to differentiate our conduct, our practices from just riffraffs that were also participating in distributing or sales of agrochemicals. And it is not regretted so far, because NAFDAC too has reckoned with that and has established a specialized directorate charged with the regulation of pesticide, which is called the Veterinary and Allied Directorate of Nigeria. To our understanding, it became reckoned with, but before then, issues that has to do with agrochemicals were not really a focal point at NAFDAC. Like I said, it's a very long history. I'm sure if the founding fathers were here and they had to give, maybe the president, when he comes to give us highlights of the status quo on the pursuance of that bill, he will give a more detailed history. But the achievement under this tenure was that we were able to move the bill from first reading to second reading to third reading. And the status as of today is that the bill is to advance to the Senate for concurrence before it can be presented to the presidency for the attention and endorsement by the president. Yes, like I stated earlier, mobilization for establishment of MOU between, I think I've dealt with that. The focus here is areas of stewardship, safe and responsible use of pesticides, and harmonization of pesticide regulation within the West African region, that's the ECOWAS, and also now the African Charter, the ASO, and of course the use of bioorganics, the mitigation against the concern of highly hazardous pesticides, pesticide contamination, limiting agricultural exports, and also the adoption of the newly recommended global harmonized system for herbicide, pesticide registration and regulation. These are all the areas we design activities, and we are reaching out to possible partners to help co-finance what we plan to do. Then usually there are hub activities for ECOWAS chapter of CropLife, and then for African Middle East activities. So sometimes it may be physical engagement, sometimes it may just be by linking to virtual meetings, but you can be rest assured that in whatever activity come up at any of these regional or sub-regional level, CropLife Nigeria always participates actively. Then membership drive, I think we have dealt with that. And as of today, Floret has just been granted provisional admission as a member of CropLife Nigeria. Others are still in the pipeline. Regulatory Monitoring Committee, that's a standing stewardship kind of committee that was constituted through the lobby of CropLife Nigeria with NAFDAC, such that whatever issues emanate from our industry, either through the distribution channel or at company levels in terms of requirements for registration, we have an interactive committee where we meet face to face with the appropriate directorate of NAFDAC, and we try to iron out such issues. And topmost of this is the withdrawal and the effective banning of some actives. An example is the paraquat issue. Currently, atrazine, I think diquat, chlorpyrifos, and some other actives are also under consideration for restriction of registration, importation, gradual withdrawal system, and then maybe effective date for banning. So these are the kind of things we discuss under that committee. And then, as a responsible association, we also do some CSR because we as entrepreneurs, we are engaging in a very dynamic business. Today, new actives are coming out, they need to be evaluated, and those that help us to do all this are located either in the universities or the National Agricultural Research Institutes. So they also have their own professional societies, like the National Nigerian Society for Plant Protection, the Wilson Society of Nigeria. And with our modest resources, we grant financial support to such professional societies. And typical of this is our donation of conference bags annually to the Nigerian Society for Plant Protection. And annually too, CropLife Nigeria contributes to the production of the Journal of Nigerian Society for Weed Science. So these are some of the modest achievements we were able to do during our tenure. Now, the president said I should also talk about our activities planned for 2024. I think I will just highlight what, okay, let me go. Do I highlight the claim funded or just the general?
Just the general.
General.
I think, I'm sorry, you don't have this. So, our proposed activities for 2024, which we are going to hand over to the incoming ESCO, is, of course, the pesticide bill pursuance will continue, collaboration with ministries and national regulatory agencies. This will also continue. We wish to establish a secretariat of CropLife Nigeria in Abuja. This is in the pipeline. All the cost elements have been established. We are just stressing it and looking at how much we will be able to generate, particularly from this meeting, so that we'll take these items one by one.
Very good of you.
And then we have some areas of collaboration identified with CropLife Africa Middle East. The use of unmanned aerial vehicles, that is what we call drones, in pesticide technology is becoming a commonplace. And we are learning the rope, but we wish that our members who have capacity begin to introduce such technology, especially on commercial large-scale farms. But we need it to be inducted, by way of training and other things. So that's the level we are now. There are also new developments in the area of highly hazardous pesticides. They keep coming up with recommended actives for regional and national chapters to consider for withdrawal, depending on the microeconomics, socioeconomic indices of any nation. Usually, there are no direct, instruction that withdraw this. They will just give you indications. It's left for the regulatory agencies to now relate with the industry and consider what at this moment could be withdrawn and what can still be managed. Resistance management is also an, uh, an ongoing concern, because when a particular active is continually used in a specific environment over time, indices of symptoms of resistance begin to develop. So there are some exercises we wish to do related to management of resistance to common pesticide active in Nigeria. And another sub level to that is the use of biologicals, botanicals. People in all these government organized forums will be talking, I know we want only organic products. Where in the world is the food value chain dependent on only organic products or biocontrol products? It's not possible. It's only coming in to complement, but not to substitute. Yeah. But again, as a responsible association representing the industry, we have to show our proactiveness in that direction. And like I stated earlier, we still have a long way to go to achieve the regional harmonization on regulatory issues. Safe and responsible use of these products. We have a lot of activities that we have planned. Training of agro dealers is still ongoing. Sensitization of grain merchants. We have discovered over time that the grain merchant constitute one of the level or layer that inform pesticide residue problem in Nigeria, because they are just there, they buy their grains, they don't care about label recommendations. If they feel they have cowpea and they think, chlorpyrifos is very strong, it will kill any insect, they will mix chlorpyrifos with the grain and they export. And the next thing we get reports that cowpea grown in Nigeria are laden with residues of chlorpyrifos. Meanwhile, on the label, nobody recommends chlorpyrifos for application in cowpea. And even if you are to, it is feed application, not in the store. So these are the issues that, the kind of challenges that we have. Cocoa as a crop value chain is peculiar because Nigerians don't eat cocoa. Any cocoa grown in Nigeria is export target. But there is sensitivity, especially the destination countries are usually European countries or America, and they are highly sensitive to the issue of pesticide residue. So we have some activities designed to sensitize cocoa farmers and also to begin to inform adoption of good agricultural practice and some level of farm certification in the cocoa value chain, so that Nigeria can regain its rightful position in the cocoa economy. Nigeria used to be the #1 cocoa exporter in the world, but today, annually, Cote d'Ivoire exports about 1.5 million metric tons. Ghana, I think for the past 10 years, I'm talking to Ghanaians here, exports about 1 million metric tons. But in Nigeria, the figure, though they will say Cameroon is cannibalizing us, what we grow in Nigeria is shipped to Cote d'Ivoire for export. But the official figure ranges around 300 to 350,000 metric tons, which is very decimal. So we have that collective responsibility as an industry to sanitize that sector. collaborating with maybe cocoa aggregators, and then we have our own industry agenda, which is sacrosanct, the training of trainers. We have to continuously increase the number of master trainers we have, who serves as resource person to us. There is also the issue of anti-counterfeiting, curtailing, adulteration, and cross-border smuggling of banned pesticide actives. Today we say paraquat is banned in Nigeria. I'm speaking because my regulators are here. We say paraquat is banned in Nigeria. No Nigerian company goes to bring in paraquat. But there's no market in Nigeria you go that you don't find paraquat. And they all have, mostly they have foreign address. So, but we are the ones that develop the market, develop the product, but we are not enjoying the benefit now. It's people from neighboring countries that are enjoying it. So we are coming to relate with NAFDAC on that. And of course, advocacy and awareness creation will remain our cardinal tool in safe and advancement of safe and responsible use of pesticides. These are just highlights of the kind of activities we will be pursuing, or the incoming
before he comes up, he has this is one area that we need to really mention, that he has been putting all that he can to ensure that this does not die in our hands. And so far, so good. We really appreciate him for all his sacrifices and time. So I will then call on Alhaji Mahmoud to the immediate ex-president and the ex-official to now give us report on the pesticide. Summarized report.
Yes, summarized report. Mr. President, thank you so much. Most respected ladies in the House, member companies here present, Executive Council, members of CropLife, good afternoon, or good morning. No, good afternoon. Good afternoon. As the President rightly said, the pesticide bill is very, very dear to our hearts. And for me personally, it's something that I sleep with and I always think about. Like Dr. Darwo rightly said, this bill was initiated, it's as old as CropLife Nigeria itself. You know, the founding fathers of the association, deem it, foresaw that the future of the industry really lies in this bill. The truth of the matter is that is the international best practice globally. Most countries in the West have pesticide bills that govern the industry, and some African countries have pesticide bills in place that also govern the affairs of the agrochemical industry. And Nigeria being so-called giant of Africa, should also have one. Shouldn't be an exception. I'll just give a brief on how far we have gone and what the bill is all about, and then tell you where we are today. What we did was to form what we call the pesticide bill, and then people, eminent members of this association, ex-president, and then chaired by Sir Patrick Ikemefona, who was a veteran of the industry and who was at the time the first Nigerian managing director of Novartis at that time, Siba Geji, Novartis, and Syngenta today. He chaired that committee and came out with a robust document that will, govern the affairs of our industry. And after that, it came to the committee of the House, and the ESCO decided that we need to pass this bill to our international colleagues, at the Africa Middle East level and then internationally for their inputs, which we did. And after that, we were so lucky to have somebody who was ready to sponsor the bill. Initially, we wanted to go through the Federal Ministry of Agri, and we discovered that there were lots of problems. And so, luckily for us, the chairman of the Agri Committee in the House of Reps, now distinguished Senator Ndusi, is now in the Senate, decided to sponsor the bill, and which he excellently did. The only thing is that this bill consumed a lot of resources. To sponsor a bill, it's no mean feat. You require a lot of advocacy, a lot of money, resources, and a lot of follow-up. And you also need a lot of patience with politicians, and particularly in a country like Nigeria. You know what I'm talking about. So this man was able to table the bill to the House of Reps, and we went for a public hearing. And a lot of stakeholders were there, regulatory agencies. NAFDAC was there, SON was there, Federal Ministry of Environment represented by Nestle, everybody was there. And this bill was debated, and it scaled through the public hearing. After the public hearing, it went for the first reading, second reading, and third reading, and all we scaled through. So it's a no mean feat. As I said, this bill is as old as CropLife. ESCO members will come and go, and they don't make progress. But we thank God for His mercies, for His blessings. This bill has scaled most of the hurdles. You see, this bill is planned to be domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Agri, because you cannot discuss the agrochemical industry in isolation of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. Federal Ministry of Agriculture, they are in charge of extension. They are the people that buy these products, etc., etc. So we feel that this bill is going to be domiciled in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, and will be headed by the Minister of Agriculture. We're going to have in that bill stipulates that there is going to be a pesticide council. And then most stakeholders that play major roles in the industry are members of that council. Let me quickly mention that the first member of that council is NAFDAC. I mean, we remain ever grateful to NAFDAC for regulating this industry, and they have done an excellent job. Whether you like it or not, the history of our industry is incomplete without NAFDAC. So NAFDAC is one of the major members of that council. We have the Federal Ministry of Environment as a member of that council, represented by Nesria. We have the Ministry of Trade and Industry, represented by Standard Organization of Nigeria. We have CropLife itself. Of course, Federal Ministry of Health, represented by NAFDAC, as I said. And the details, regulatory issues, issues of faking and arbitration, financing, things like that, are all encompassed in that bill. Let me quickly correct an erroneous impression. I've gone to places and hear people saying, CropLife is not happy with NAFDAC, they want to move away from NAFDAC and go to... You see, when you look at it, by the time you finish reading this document, it's going to outlive all of us here. We're talking about the country. We're not even talking about our industry. It goes beyond our industry. We want to leave a document for generations yet unborn. That's why I said I want to correct that erroneous impression that people are thinking that, okay, we're not happy with NAFDAC. Far from it. very, very far from it. We're very happy with NAFDAC. In fact, we have NAFDAC, CLM NAFDAC Stewardship Committee in place. And aside our self-regulatory functions, we also collaborate a lot. We exchange a lot of information. We do a lot of things with NAFDAC, and we have committed resources to a lot of initiatives, that emanate from NAFDAC. A very sterling example is the training of dealers. We have committed a lot of money to that, to ensure that, people play by the rules. One of the major challenges that we have in this industry is multiple regulation. You see, we pay fees to NAFDAC. We pay fees to Federal Ministry of Environment. We pay fees to Standard Organization of Nigeria. So at the end of the day, the local farmers at home, they bear the brunt of these fees. And then at the end of the day, food becomes very expensive. The DG NAFDAC buys food in the market. The director of VIMA, I'm sure, madam, you buy food in the market. If food is cheaper, I'm sure you will be happy. So that is why I said this document transcends, our industry, transcends NAFDAC, transcends everything. So if you look at it from that perspective, you appreciate what CropLife is doing as regards this bill. Now, where are we with this bill? Because of time, so that we can run fast. Now, as I said, we have gone through the public hearing. We have gone the first reading, second reading, third reading. And the House had approved the bill. The bill at the level of the House of Representatives has been passed. But the President cannot assent to that bill until the Senate concurs. The concurrence, they just say, yeah, we agree, without the House of Reps did. And then they will take the document to the President, then he will assent and he will sign the bill, and then we start implementing, yes, and we'll go along with the bill. Now, you see, just towards the end of the Buhari administration, that was when the House passed this bill. And most politicians were busy, campaigning, and so there was no time to take this document to the Senate for its concurrence. So we had to take that. We did our possible best to ensure that we wrap up this bill before the end of that administration. Unfortunately, it was not possible. Now, we are trying to make efforts, and then regrettably, the chair, the person sponsoring that bill, who was chairman of the Agri Committee in the House, is now a senator. The one is election from his constituency is now in the Senate. And we have another man from Kebbi State, who is the chair of the House of Rep Committee on Agri. So, it's a negative for us because that man has left the House, but it's a positive for us, it's in the Senate. So he's also working in collaboration with us to ensure that the chair of the House Committee on Agri quickly, tables the approved bill and get the approval of the current House, to move it to the Senate. So, and as soon as he does that, the other man who is the sponsor of the bill is in the Senate. He's going to, push it and then get it approved and then get to the President for his signature, and then it becomes a now, before I came for this meeting, I had a chat with the man who sponsored the bill, and he said he has spoken to the new chair, who he claims is his boy, but that he's going to talk to him again. Now, I've arranged a meeting. I'm going to have a meeting with them either Tuesday. They said I should call on Monday to know when I should come to Abuja to meet them, so that we can wrap up the issue of, I know money will come. So you can see, this is why, in this light, try to appreciate what the president is making for people to pay their dues. You see, a few companies are to pay their dues and invariably run this association for the benefit of many hundreds of companies who are not even members of CropLife. So I hope by the time I have meeting with them, we'll wrap it up and then wait for them to get the concurrence of the House to push it to the Senate for the concurrence. And we hope before the end of the second quarter, by the third quarter, before the end of the third quarter, by the grace of God, we hope to wrap up this bill. You see, the importance of this bill cannot be overemphasized. I'll give you a few examples. You know, we'll be sitting down, NAFDA will call us and say, you people are selling bad products in Sokoto. You know, somebody has consumed one chemical, the one man died. Or a whole family is wiped out. The truth of the matter is that CropLife members are not involved in these unwholesome activities. You know, these traders outside, companies who are not registered with CropLife, they perpetrate these atrocities, but we take the burden. You see, by the time this bill comes on board, nobody will do that. Whether you like it or not, you have to. It's either you join CropLife or you're out of business. And NAFDA, madam, I assure you, you play a better role once this bill is in place. First of all, NAFDA has the laboratories. NAFDA has the cognate experience in regulating pesticides. And you'll be in a better position to call the shots. I know that Madam is facing a lot of challenge. We have complained more than 1 million times. I've personally spoken to the DG. Madam DG, look, we love you. We love NAFDA. Can you do something? Look at SON charging us money. Look at Nestle charging us money. And they are not doing anything better than what NAFDA is doing. Please help us, help us. But you see, Madam, her hand is
the hands are tied.
She can't do anything.
Hands are tied.
Please don't look at us. Look at the country, as I said. Look at the country. Many of us will retire. I know by the time I retire from the industry, I'm going to farm. Yes, I'm going to farm, produce, and sell. So look at it in that perspective. You know, look at the general good. You know, don't be sentimental and say, we're making money. By the time these people go, you know, things like that. But look at it holistically. Look at it as a patriotic Nigerian, and then you'll support it. And as I said, by the time you go through the bill, you'll better appreciate what we're saying. So with these few remarks, I want to assure you that we'll do our best with the new incoming ESCO to ensure that this bill gets through. God bless.
We all
Please,
know that.
reintroduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Adam Soda Ekejari. I work in NAFDAC. I work in Drug Registration and Regulatory Affairs Directorate. And I head the Animal Health and Finished Products Division, where crop protection products are domiciled. In NAFDAC is an agency established by law to regulate and control the importation, exportation, manufacture, sale, and use of food, drug, chemicals, water, and other products which are co-regulated products. And pesticide, they fall under our jurisdiction. What we do is established by law. But obviously, and then because we are established by law and we have our functions are defined by the law, we have different directorates. That's why we have VMAP. They normally in NAFDAC there is the directorate that is in charge of registration. But for you to register a product, there are other inputs. So we have inputs from the lab. That's the directorate that is the laboratory services. And then we have inspecting directorates for different classes of products. So VMAP is the inspecting directorate for veterinary product, pesticide products, and then R&R gets inputs from everybody for us to register our products. And apart from that, every product that is registered in NAFDAC carries a label.
And a label is the summary of every activity, every research that is done on a product on how to use it. So that is what we do in NAFDAC. But I know that the control of pesticide products is beyond NAFDAC because other ministries are involved in the process. There is we are under the Ministry of Health, but pesticide product goes beyond the Ministry of Health. There is the Ministry of Agri, there is the Ministry of Environment, and whoever wants to be a part of it. So that's why beyond our autonomy as an agency, we need to involve other people. And I've always wondered, because we register, but who monitors the use? Who trains the users? Who tells them this is what to do? Because many of them at the end of the day cannot even read what is on the label. Some of them do not know that when you say a herbicide is selective, it means it is only for a particular purpose. Once they see herbicide is herbicide, and they apply it. Some, they do not follow the application because sometimes products fail DMRL not because the product itself is bad, but because it is misused. Because it is misused. And then it also harms people because it is misused. Yeah. Because when you are exposed, there's a limit level of exposure if you are applying it. But if you are a professional applicator and you apply here, you apply there, you apply here, you apply there, it will affect you at the end of the day. But you will now say it is the product that is affecting you, but it is because you have not done it properly. So beyond NAFDAC registering and inspecting facilities, there's so much more involved in managing pesticides. And I have attended meetings that CropLife from other countries in Africa, and they seem to be doing a lot. But I've had interactions, and I'm happy that we too we have been doing a lot. So there's some things I want to address. The membership, I'm shocked when you say you have 31 because the records of people who registered, we see them, and I'm so shocked that they are just 31. That means the people you can control or monitor, they are just 31. It's so, it's not right. It is. I don't know, maybe the fees to join you is too much. That's why. Or maybe your rules are very harsh. Because everybody has association, you have to pay dues, you have to do this. But it is very important because pesticide is not pure water. It's not what anybody can. It's a chemical, and there's no chemical that is not toxic or that you can say is safe, because there are so many things that could make it unsafe. So I think you need to do a lot more. I don't know how you are going to do it. Maybe the bill, I don't know what it is going to impose on people, but it should also be friendly. It should not drive people away, so that people who understand why, if they know the need, a lot of people don't come to, because all they think about is they'll be collecting my money now. But if they know why they need to be a part of you, then they will probably want to. This meeting will have people, because the venue shows that you are not even expecting plenty people. So then the bill, I was talking about the National Pesticide Management Committee. I don't know if it's going to have, I do not know who are the members presently, but it is good. We have documents, we have laws in Nigeria, but things do not work because we don't implement. Making things work, because I work in NAFDAC, our purpose is to safeguard the health of the public. We can help businesses to grow, that's by the way. But our major stakeholder is somebody on the road. What they eat, what they drink, is it safe? Is it affordable? Why I would like a bill, if the bill will stop multi-taxing, I would like the bill, because I'm not a business person, but it pains. But I'm a consumer. We are all consumers, and I believe everything adds to the cost of what we buy in the market. When NAFDAC collect, SL collect, this person collect, this person collect, what is left? And then everybody that pays, they are thinking they are going to put it into what they are selling. At the end of the day, all of us will buy. But somehow, some will buy conveniently because they can afford it. But for some, it's going to be difficult for them to buy it. And food should not be what anybody should not be able to buy. It's a right. Everybody should be able to buy food and eat. So all these things, they add. So I do not know what the bill, maybe it's going to take away our jobs. I don't know.
That's what you're in assured
I don't know. Maybe it's going to take away some of our jobs, but it's not about superiority. It's not, government agencies, we have a problem. We feel we are lost. We just bring it and say, from tomorrow, don't do this, from tomorrow, do this. But we are all humans, we relate, we learn from each other, and we can all come to a compromise because it's all about the consumer, the public. So I hope that the bill will not just be a document and it will not be a political tool. It will change things. It will really change things and everybody will benefit from it. And then also I like to encourage us to also relate more with CropLife in order the claim, because I've had interactions with them. They really do a lot. Even CropLife from other like Tanzania, Kenya, maybe they're stronger than us. So we should.
That's what you are saying.
Until we have that backing. So if it is that backing that would, and so I also like us to also be involved in the West Africa. There is the pesticide, the harmonization.
Yeah, we are.
Because when there is harmonization, everybody in West Africa is looking at Nigeria. Our products will go beyond Nigeria. And then when we say we ban a product in Nigeria, it means it cannot move around West Africa because we will have one voice. So it is also necessary that we are involved in that one. And then you were talking about when we phase out products and it's all over the other countries. NAFDAC also has an enforcement directorate. We have a pharmacovigilance directorate. When you have issues of fake or when you have banned products all over the place, you can notify this arm of NAFDAC and they will take it up and they'll flush it out. I worked in enforcement for 7 years when I started work. We were always going everywhere. Anywhere we have fake or if we are there, in the night, in the day, in the morning, anytime, even as a woman, I will always there. So NAFDAC is to help businesses grow to safeguard the health of the public. We don't work against anybody. Our job is to make things easy so that we all make profit. Even though I'm a pharmacist by training, when I retire, I'm going to be a pharmacist. Since I started working in this division,
we'll lay red carpet for you.
I've been involved in things that affect people directly, and I'm very passionate about what the poor man gets. It's very important to me because that's the essence of what we do. A rich man can afford anything. If you say this one is bad, he will go and buy the good. But a poor man, it is what is available that he will buy. So I pray that everything you plan will work out well, and then we'll continue to work together so that Nigeria will prosper. Nigeria will be good. And people will come and look at this Nigeria, that what happened, it has changed. Thank you very much.
I've been in this service for a long So we can't say no at one point. However, we must then still follow what the Constitution says, so that nobody goes to Supreme Court tomorrow and says that we did not. So what will happen is that the electoral committee chairman will still take a seat here. Members of the ESCO will bow down, will go to the other seat, other side, and then he will follow the names one by one. And if you don't like anyone, you can still raise your point there, and it depends, because it's democracy. Okay? Thank you very much. So, on behalf of the ESCO, I would like to thank you all for the time we spent serving on this seat, and we thank you for your cooperation, and we look forward to working together at another time, in another tenure or in another capacity. Whatever it is, thank you very much. So on this note, we are going to step down. And then the chairman electoral committee will now come up here. Thank you and God bless you.
Professor.
Thank you. Wow.
That's yes, official.
Ex-official has no, whether we do election or not, his position now is from generation to generation. He will be ex-official. All our presidents are ex-official. Anytime they come in, they enter into well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long day, and I think we have no regret sitting for this long. I want to, on behalf of the newly elected executive, sincerely appreciate you and thank you for the trust and confidence you have reposed in us, for returning us to office. It's a call for us for more sacrifice. It's a call for more commitment. I am telling you that leadership is not cheap. It comes at a high cost. But again, you don't come to leadership all by yourself. By my faith, it's God that puts you in the position of leadership. And I want to say that I'm grateful to you all, and on behalf of the executive, we are grateful to you. You must have seen something that we are doing that you still think us worthy to be called back to this position. And we do not take it for granted. We are grateful. And we thank God for giving us what it takes to begin to serve humanity in this manner. If you ask Alhaji Mahmoud and all the ex-presidents, it's actually, if you really want to serve, you will be hesitant to take the position. If you really want to serve. But if you want to do the right material of the office, then you can rush into it. But we promise you that we will continue to do our best for the industry. We will continue to stand in position of trust, in position of transparency, in position of putting the industry first before our own interest. Then all the things that we have proposed, by the grace of God, we will put all that we can to implement them. It's our hope that we'll carry out and complete the restructuring of the management of CropLife, the management structure, and both the administrative structure of CropLife, because we think that part of why we are also not we are not able to capture all the opportunities that are before CropLife is because we also don't have the structure to capture them. For example, since we finished the meeting with Claim in September, there are IOUs that we should have followed up. Sorry, there are MOUs that we should have followed up. And then some of the funds we need would have come from them. I know that when the financial secretary was reading the accounts, you saw that we have some dollars, some few dollars, and some few pounds. They are specific donation for specific projects. And so we also report back to the people who are giving us those funds that we have done the assignment for quickly. So it's not for our everyday running around as an association. So I think if we have a structure that will enable us to do much. Secondly, that structure would have helped us, maybe by now would have advanced much more in our pesticide bill pursuit. Because if then we have those structures. So we think we will look into that very seriously. The other one is the pesticide bill. As we continue to pursue it, let's also pursue administrative solution to some of the problems. If there's any way we can sit down with NAFDAC, with Nesria, to see how we can solve some of these problems without really the law backing it, but the administrative engineering. That's the administrative engineering to solve some of these problems. That will do us a lot of good, and it's something that we would like to pursue. But like I said, all of these things we can't do without money. So we ask for you have elected us. So we are now back in position. But know that we cannot function unless we have the funds to support us. And know that if the association is not reacting to situation or doing some things you expect us to do, it's most probably because we don't have the funds to do them. So your own part in it, as you point to leaders that they should do, all the four fingers are pointing to you. What of your own responsibility? Have you paid your dues? Has your organization paid? And sometimes, if for example, you are in a position to influence your organization to donate something in the interest of a certain project in CropLife, why not? You understand where I'm going? And for us, the account is very open. Lanre is here. Lanre works for Harvestfield, but Harvestfield, in his magnanimity, has donated Lanre to work for CropLife anytime we call on him. And he has been very, very responsive to calls from CropLife. So if you want information about our account or whatever, you can just call Lanre. He is not on the executive committee of CropLife. He is just Harvestfield, so he's doing the work, and he has no reason not to give you all the information that you need. So please, we ask for your support, for your sacrifice, for your patriotism, so that we can move this forward. As far as the industry is concerned, there may be so many people talking and so many, like the NAFDAC lady I was engaged, call themselves all sorts of names, but we are the owners of this industry. Okay? And it's from here that we take our livelihood. And therefore, we stand for this industry, and we can make all the sacrifices we need. Thank you very much. We will talk in the days ahead. We'll communicate with you. Please, we would like our website is functional, isn't it? please let's also try to engage ourselves. If you have some functions of your company, you are doing some field trials, you are doing some functions that are relevant to the industry, to the pesticide industry. Please get in touch with the chairman publicity secretary, arrange it so that it can be put on the website, and so that we can enrich that website. If you think there is an information that you think is quite relevant to us, get in touch with him, and then so that we can. Please, we have a functional website, and let's make use of it. All other things, I think we'll talk later. I don't know if. Let me ask the General Secretary to also make few comments. You know he's a lecturer, so please just talk small, so that we can go.
Thank you very much, our brand new president. And like you have done, on behalf of the ESCO, I'm joining you to appreciate the confidence reposed in us as an executive committee of the association. I think I was more quiet after the announcement than any other member of this ESCO. And that emanates from the fact that, yes, we have a constitution and we are supposed to be seen to be compliant with our constitution. And I remember even at the last election, I declined my nomination as for the position of General Secretary of CropLife, because I think in the history of CropLife Nigeria, I've held this position for over a decade. It's not hidden. But that day, the headers of CropLife shut me down. I was quite emotional. I was close to tears, but they said, no, sit down. So today, I was just watching this thing and saying, okay, maybe I prayed go my way today. And I don't know how it happens again. So what the very point I'm trying to make is the need for us to keep together and to ensue succession, an easy and effective succession within the structure of CropLife. There is no leader that is considered successful if you are not able to inform succession of whatever role you are playing. So us being returned today does not imply that we are the best hands, we are the best heads in this forum. But like the president said, it may be a predestination, a kind of assignment given by God. But please, to make us happier, let others also show interest in meetings, in our discourse, in our exercises. You don't have to be a member of the technical committee. If we are doing agro dealers in an environment that you feel you can contribute, please come out. We are all master trainers. If there are meetings, if there are webinars, come up, link up, participate actively. Where others did not participate, whatever you learn, share it. It will demonstrate to the group that you have the interest of the association. That is one. Secondly, there's no gainsaying. Times are hard. Competition is becoming stiffer. But all the same, our keeping together, can lead and facilitate exchange of information. We are competitors, but there may be some things you are doing that you are facing certain difficulty. You don't have to make full disclosure, but you can feel free to ask among members, okay, I want to do this, I'm doing this, I have this difficulty. Let's help ourselves. It's better we help members of this committee than to help people along Dubai Lane in Kano Market who just buy story towns, mix all sorts of things, buy your own empty bottles and package and sell in our various names. This is the special plea I have. We appreciate you, but show us that you also appreciate us by being all around us, and let's have engaging tenor. Thank you very much.